Nehemiah, have you been to that UPS before? Let me get you the address. It's Harwood. I'll get you the address right now. 157 Harwood Avenue North. And I'll let you start. The car you're gonna take is the Civic. It's already got a plate on it. You might have to have Mark move his car, so just get it out. And then I'll prep these two. You're just gonna take them over there, drop them off. They know it's for Limitless. Just say Limitless, drop it off, they'll know. Yeah, yeah. So I'll give you 2 sets of paperwork. Okay, cool? Because we're shipping 2 things. Spot, right? Same spot, yeah, yeah. Midway through the week. We're a little bit busy today. Had a couple cars sold yesterday, getting those ready. Got to ship a couple of checks out, so it's going to be a good start to this Wednesday. Limitless Auto, this is Andrew.
Andrew Stanwell.
Hey, brother. How are you?
I'm proud of you.
Good, good.
That car accident on the Carfax, it was just fender, correct? That's what we had?
Yeah, so I think, let me open up the Carfax. It didn't say much other than minor.
The car was not a rebuild?
No, not a rebuild. It just says minor damage. Damage to right rear.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
a big changer. The insurance is kind of up and down us right now. I'm like, oh, no. It's just
it's a clean title. No, we don't sell any rebuilt or any salvage cars.
I just wanted to make sure because you know what's going on out there.
I know, absolutely, brother.
Okay.
All right, so I was already talking to your son about I know he needs 4 pictures, right?
Yeah, he's kind of going to bed. He's freaking out there, so I'll take over for now.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. Yeah, it's just still at the body shop. I went to the body shop yesterday just to take a look at it, and I saw he already prepped everything and put it into the booth. So I'm sure he's already started painting it already this morning, hoping that it probably takes about 2 to 3 hours to bake. So after that, hopefully within the afternoon, I can get you some photos. And yeah, cool.
I think as long as it's all in by midnight. So, and I think, in the morning when the car is coming, I'm sure she'll fucking insure the thing. That'd be insane. So
Yeah, absolutely.
It's not a big deal.
Cool.
Yeah, just get it when you can. Secondly, that car, if it's getting painted today, is it safe to travel down the highway?
Yeah, absolutely. That's why. So the body shop that we use has a baking oven. So it's not just a regular air dry style paint. So it's always oil-based paint, and it gets baked into the oven. So.
Oh, well, that makes me feel even better.
Yeah.
I was worried about that. I'm going, fuck, is he gonna go see some hacker give me and I was thinking about that after.
No. That's why I said it takes 3 hours. After the 3 hours, you can go drive in mud, snow, salt. It doesn't really matter. The paint's already baked inside.
Okay, perfect.
Cool, brother.
That works, man. Much appreciated.
My absolute pleasure. All right.
So I think we got everything else right. Yeah, the pictures and what you got the bill of sale, and what was that last thing?
I think the safety. So as soon as we get it out of the body shop, we're taking it over to get the safety paper.
So is that going to be today or tomorrow morning?
Yeah, I think that's going to be today. They're pretty quick.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Get her done. Unless there's something wrong with it, then we don't have to know, bro.
Yeah. No, they've already inspected it, so they know it's good. But I told them, hey, because the tech, it takes about an hour because of these digital safeties to actually do everything. Okay. So I told them, you know what, let's save the time because the body work is what's actually going to take the longest time here. So dropped it to the body shop first, get that done, and then as soon as that's done, we got it over to the shop.
Okay. If
cool.
You can send me that stuff today. If it delays till tomorrow morning, I'm sure we can wiggle through it.
Cool. I appreciate it. Thanks, Dan. Take care. Bye-bye.
Hey.
All right, so these are going to be 2 separate ones. Let me just put... And yeah, you just do a drop-off, and they'll know exactly what to do. Oh, give me a sec. Let me put this in like a small envelope. All right, take these 2. I'll see you when you get back, brother. Cool, man. Let's see. Oh, we actually did get 1 vehicle. Let me show you guys outside. So we did actually pick up 1 vehicle yesterday. Mini Cooper, 2017. A nice Mini Cooper S. Still a little dirty, so that's actually on the list today. We got to take this to the detailer. John Cooper Works. It's got 165,000 kilometers. So pretty nice looking car. I love these cars. They got a lot of speed, man. Feels like a little go-kart on the road. So we got to get this detailed, so we're going to drop this off. But yeah, hopefully I'm thinking we're just going to check out right now what the market's looking for these type of cars. We always like to price pretty aggressively. So we'll go inside, see what Auto Trader, Car Gurus, what other dealerships are listing these cars at. I know the market's dropping a little bit, so we're going to actually see how well we can be competitive. Let's go inside and check the market, and let's see what happens. The way I like to see it. So again, we gotta just adjust for the mileage actually. We're just gonna put the minimum mileage at 135K and see what's available. So only a couple, only two. All right, here we go. This one's pretty, this is an all-wheel drive for 19 grand. So just off the bat, I really like to be super competitive. So we're probably gonna list this vehicle at like 15.9, 14.9, even though ours is not an all-wheel drive. These are all all-wheel drive cars. So I'm gonna say 14,995. That's probably gonna be the list price. So that's where we're gonna put this vehicle at. So what I do right now is I send a quick message to our admin about the amount that I want her to post the vehicle at, and she'll basically put it up. There's not gonna be any pictures online as of yet until we actually get that vehicle fully detailed, and then we get some professional photos taken of it. Then we actually list it, but at least it's gonna show, I'll show you guys actually how it looks like when we have a vehicle incoming. So it'll be posted like that, more images coming soon, so that way anybody browsing our website, you guys can actually see what we have coming in. And most of our sales guys will usually be able to go outside, snap a few pictures if you really want to take a look at the vehicle. Again, please note that it probably will be dirty until it does get detailed. So turnaround time is usually like 3-4 days until we actually get the pictures up. So it's not going to be too long of a wait, but we always like to make sure that all of our inventory that we have landed is actually on the website. So that's one way I like to do things. It also keeps the sales guys involved in knowing what we have that I just purchased, that's still coming in, where it is, stuff like that. So that's the way that we've had this system on for like 5 years now, and it's been working, so it's been a pretty good system. So we do now want to try and buy a little bit more vehicles. So we got 0 trucks landed on the lot right now. And I know truck season is over, but because we always sell to clients up north, we're always in need of some vehicles, some trucks. So trying to see what's available, what's a really good deal. Bank of Canada should have dropped interest rates today. So you know what, let's just double check if they did. If they did, that's gonna always affect the prices of the vehicles. Yeah, all right, cool. So they did drop the rates by another 25 base points. So now we know that the market should react a little bit to it. Usually not instantly, maybe probably towards the end of the day, we're gonna see prices drop just a little bit more. So something like this, let's just see what this S3, this is probably one of the vehicles that we would purchase. It's a 2018 Audi S3. So things I like to look at first is body damage. So we already know this is gonna need some body work right here. It's gonna need a door, it's gonna need a rear quarter panel. Small little stone chips in the front. Those are pretty minor, not too worried. Same here, not too worried. Yellow, I'm not sure if I'm a fan of the yellow, but some people do love the yellow. So here's one thing that makes me always stay away from vehicles is an engine light, especially on an Audi. They're just common to burn oil, so especially on the 2-liter turbo. So I always stay away from any engine lights on any Audis. But the other thing I would have checked is probably the Carfax. So the Carfax looks clean. There's no accidents ever found here. It's a local Ontario vehicle, not out of province, not from Quebec, not from anywhere else, not from the States. Service records look pretty good up until, I mean, it's been serviced at Audi its whole life, so this is actually a really good sign. So up until 2024 in October, there was 147,000 kilometers on the vehicle when it got serviced. But again, this this disclosure right here that the engine needs repair, again, engine light on, Audi, it's a big no-no, staying completely away from that. So here's a good truck that, you know, we buy a lot of these Rams. If it is the diesel, we stay away. So yeah, this is the Eco Diesel, staying far away from the Eco Diesels. Most people, if they are gonna buy diesel trucks, they're probably buying like the 6.7 Cummins or bigger engine diesels. The problem with most of these Ram Eco Diesels is their glow plugs usually fail, and if they fail and they break and inside the engine, it's a pain to get out. Only some extractors can actually get it out, and if they're unable to get it out, you need a new engine, and most of the time these engines run you anywhere between 9 to 12 grand just for a used engine, so it becomes not even worth it to keep the truck at that point. So stay away from any Eco Diesels. Let's see what else we got here. Nothing catching my eye as of yet. Let's see. Again, scrolling really fast. I know a lot of people usually sit with me and they say like, how am I scrolling pretty fast on these vehicles? I feel like, you know, just like when you're on Instagram or social media, you know, and you're just pretty easy, just scrolling down, and you kind of have an idea of what you just passed. Same thing, I kind of know what I'm looking for. If I see something that intrigues me, then I'll actually dig into it more, get more details on it. So we got another Audi S3, so we're gonna take a look at this one. This one looks pretty clean. We're gonna look at damage records, or like damage photos here. So it looks like it's got a little bit of chips right on the roof. Again, not too major, those are minor. We've got curb rash here on the wheel. It's gonna need a fender liner, or at least have that fender liner just moved over and reclipped properly. Again, front bumper, small little scrapes, nothing too worried about there. Looks pretty clean. We got like it looks like a nail just dug into the console, as well as this piece is missing the little housing that goes around it. The problem is, like, someone might say, like, you know, that's a pretty cheap piece to find. The problem is with German vehicles, you might not be able to find that piece. You might have to buy the entire switch or even the entire gear shifter, because sometimes they just don't sell those parts separately. So even though it may look like a nice little cheap piece, but to actually fix that, you might run up into the hundreds of dollars, like $300-400, I'm guessing, for just that part alone, just to get the console trim. So that's usually one thing I like to look at. So we already know we're going to need to spend a little bit of money to recondition this vehicle. Now, looking at the dashboard, see any engine lights or anything. This one, it looks a little bit weird because we got all lights are on the dash. So as soon as this happens, I always like to confirm that the vehicle is running. So the way you could tell that is the RPMs are close to the 1,000. They're not at 0. So we know that the engine is running. So it's not like someone just put this vehicle into ignition mode and now we have all the lights here. So there's definitely a story with this vehicle, whether they boosted the car, like with a battery booster right before they took the photos. So we're just gonna dig in deeper and see what's going on. So right away, the car was a previous theft recovery. Not interested in vehicles like that. It had, there you go, there's the theft claim of $27,000. This is something I wouldn't even entertain. But probably what happened is during the theft recovery, however, they stole the vehicle, they probably blew a couple modules, everything needs to be reprogrammed. But again, that's not the way that I like to buy my vehicles. I don't like headache vehicles. I like cars that are already pretty clean, might need a little bit of work, I don't mind. Just recondition it really quickly, get it ready for sale, and the faster we can get the vehicle ready for sale is the faster we can actually sell the vehicle. So I don't like to waste too much time. I mean, volume is basically the name of the game here. So here's actually a really nice truck, but again, it is an Eco Diesel Ram. So staying far away from this, but it's a 2018 with low mileage. I mean, this is a great vehicle, but again, not my cup of tea to buy some Eco Diesel Rams. So here's another vehicle that we buy a lot, these GLKs, whether they're the diesel or the gas. I mean, the diesel is more sought after. So we're gonna look at damage photos. So we gotta repair the seat. That's not too bad. A couple of stone chips here, a little bit of rust beginning to show, but again, our body shop can take care of that. Again, nothing too major. All these photos, a little bit of bubbling. This is all okay for, it's a 2011, so the vehicle is 14 years old, so you could expect normal wear and tear. This rim does look pretty bad, but honestly, after it just gets detailed and washed, all this gunk, like all that brake dust, will just fly right off. So again, I don't see anything too bad here. Not a lot of curb rash. Again, just some small rust spots beginning to show. Same thing here. Same thing there. Small scuffs. I mean, I love sellers like this who really take the time to show all the details of anything that could possibly be wrong, all the imperfections. So again, just small little scuffs here and there. Stuff like this doesn't bother me. They're, again, cheaper vehicles. It's an older vehicle, but at the end of the day, if the car runs great and after a nice detail, the car is going to look pretty well. So we're going to take a look at the dash right now. All right, we don't have any engine lights, so no lights on the dash, so this one could be a contender right now. All right, so first thing I look at, so this is a base model Mercedes, so no navigation or anything like that. So again, that's gonna affect the prices. I usually like to buy them at least with nav. I know they don't all come with backup cameras, but navigation at least. So it is a 350. I'm still interested. I mean, oh, look at that. So those rims that we just saw, the car comes with an extra set of original Mercedes rims. So right there, we're good. So pretty rarely we get a video of the engine bay because obviously we're not there to see the vehicles or listen to how they sound or drive them or anything like that. So just like how we offer sales to a lot of our clients sight unseen, we actually buy most of our cars sight unseen. So we just trust our sellers, and again, if there is something majorly wrong, then we can go back and we can try to get that fixed. But oh, looks like my computer just quit on me right before we looked at the engine bay. So this vehicle is coming from Quebec. I just want to check the video first. Let's listen to how the engine sounds. So there's a lot of wind noise, but it sounds pretty healthy. So pretty healthy vehicle. We're gonna look at the Carfax right now. Carfax is clean. It does have one open recall that anytime a client buys a vehicle, if there is an open recall, they can take it straight to the dealer. The dealership will take care of it. No questions asked. They don't have to pay anything for it. So it is out of province Quebec. We know that because we're actually gonna be purchasing it from a Quebec dealer. Service records look absolutely amazing. Last service record was at 100,000 kilometers, so I'm actually pretty intrigued about this vehicle. We're gonna start our bidding right here. Again, I am budgeting a little bit for the transportation to get it here, also the reconditioning that I need to do as well. I do have a budget on this type of vehicle right now. Something like this, I don't really want to pass the $5,500 mark, so we're at $5,200 and $5,300. Looks like somebody already outbid us here, so all right, there we go. We're at $5,400 on a GLK 350. Pretty comfortable there. So we've placed our bid. We're the top bidder, and now let's keep going, seeing what else we can get here. So check what else is available. All right. Here we go. This is a nice little vehicle. 2017 Subaru Impreza. We're just going to check our damage photos real quick. So this right here, if you guys see the armrest, has all these marks on it. The leather is just worn. That right there already turns me off from the vehicle, because no matter which upholsterer you get, they're never going to be able to make this thing perfect. And to me, it's just not a car I'm confident in selling. If the car has something like that, where it's your armrest that you're always on, every time you get into the vehicle, you're going to look at it, and it's never going to be perfect. I don't know. Just to me, it just doesn't seem like something like I would want to drive all the time. So we're going to let that go. We're going to look at this BMW X3. So this is the 2-liter 4-cylinder. Pretty decent engines. Body looks pretty okay. Small little chips, very, very tiny, very small cracking. That's actually completely fine. So this looks like a pretty nice car to have on the lot here. Nice color interior. I do like the tan. We're just gonna see if it has the big screen, which it does. So it's got the navigation on it. It doesn't have backup camera on this one. I can't really see, but don't think it does. It does have rear parking sensors though. Oh, it does. Awesome. So it does have a backup cam. It's got the panoramic sunroof, so we're good. Now let's see how the Carfax is. Awesome. Local Ontario vehicle, super clean. It was just serviced in 2019 at BMW at 100,000 kilometers. It's got 113, so 13,000 kilometers ago, it just had a service at BMW. That leads me to know the car is probably in pretty good shape. So a car like this, I can bid pretty comfortably. So we're right there with the top bidder. And let's see, hopefully we can buy this car today. This 2021 Mazda CX-5. This one looks pretty good, but just to save us some time, as soon as I open the Carfax, I can already tell. $13,000 accident and another $800 accident. Nothing that I'm interested in buying. I don't like stocking these vehicles with high accidents. And another thing why we don't like stocking vehicles with like big claims or high accidents is when it comes to financing, a lot of people don't know this, but not every lender will finance you if your vehicle has a previous accident. So they usually have a threshold of how much they will allow a previous accident on a vehicle. Definitely not salvage titles or rebuild titles or vehicles that have had a total loss before or any theft recovery vehicles. So they usually have a threshold, maybe $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 accident, also depending on the vehicle. I mean, if you have a $7,000 accident on a 2012 Honda Civic, they're probably not going to be financing that vehicle because the claim amount is more than the actual value of the vehicle. So they don't really like to finance cars like that, but if you're buying like a 2014 Porsche and there's a $7,000 accident on it, they're a little bit more lenient because they understand when the accident happened, the headlight alone is probably like $3-4 grand. So again, it's all relative, but I don't want to risk that and gamble that on whether the vehicle is going to get financed or not. So I like to just go as clean as possible. Minor accidents are fine, $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 claims. Those are little fender benders. Those are okay. And most of the time as well, we're pretty confident that when the vehicle goes into safety, that there's nothing that's majorly wrong with the vehicle that, was hit from the accident or stuff like that. So we get to buy with confidence. That means we get to sell with confidence. All right, here's another Subaru, 2018 Subaru Legacy. So right off the bat, the first question I have when I see a photo like this is, are there extra rims, the original rims that come with the vehicle? Because if not, that's completely gonna affect the price that I want to pay for the car because we still got to get rims on it. So looking here, I don't see any rims anywhere here, but let's go in depth into the scratches. So one small scratch here on the front left. Ooh, another one across the door. So it's really hard to see with the rain, but you could see this scratch. It looks like somebody keyed it or somebody just had a side swipe at a parking lot or something. Again, so this is going to need a complete repaint on that door. The lower part of the bumper, that's fine. A little bit of curb rash, going over a speed bump or anything like that. Now we do have a crack as well here right around the fog light housing. So we will need to replace this. These parts are not too expensive, a couple $100. We can get this whole piece. It comes as one complete set. So looking around, this tan cloth interior is a hit or miss. We've sold a couple of them. Some people love them, some people hate them. Again, but it's a pretty good looking vehicle, but again, does not have an extra set from what I could see. We're gonna read the notes later. Let's listen to the engine. All right. So what I'm listening for is any knocks or any misfires, anything I can hear. So that sounds pretty healthy. That boxer engine usually has that sound, so that sounds normal to me. It looks like a pretty good vehicle, but again, a car like this, I don't want to pay too much because I do have to buy another set of rims and tires for it. So it's a 2018 with 120K. I don't really want to pass like the $13,000 mark on a car like this. So let's see if we can get something happening here. We're top bid again. All right. So now that I have bids on 3 vehicles, I'm actually gonna just open them up and just make sure that I'm not outbid. So we can actually see the timer right on the top left here. So on that BMW X3, we got 3 minutes left to see whether or not we've actually won this vehicle. And the other 2 vehicles are 6 minutes, 6 minutes. So we know that probably in the next 10 minutes, we might actually buy 3 cars. So that's usually how easy it is. Again, it's an easy process, but man, it's so hard to find the right vehicles. It's, again, you buy right, you sell right. That's how you make your profits. So looks like we're in a good little spot right here right now. And I'm really hoping we get that BMW. That BMW looks really, really clean. So that's the one that I'm really hoping for. Good morning, Mario.
Morning.
How are you, man? So while we wait for this, now I'm just gonna go and check the recent clients that have came in over while we've been closed. So just gonna follow up really quickly. I like to have the double screen, that way I can keep an eye on the cars that I'm bidding on, as well as do whatever else I need to do right now here. So you can see while we've been closed, I mean, we had 7 different inquiries and a couple finance applications. So I'm just gonna see if there's anything I need to look at, any notes that the guys left for me. So I can see Mark left a note here. He wants to call a client after 3 p.m. So what I'm gonna do for this, I'm just gonna make a note here for me to follow up with him after 3 p.m. as well. What's the customer? All right, there we go. So he's already put a call for 4 o'clock. So what I'm gonna do is, after work, I'm just gonna add to his notes. Maybe. So I just put in the notes here. He can contact me if need be, if he gets a little too busy with other clients at that time. So that's how we can always communicate. You know, it's not like, oh, this is my client, your client, this and that. We all work together. So sometimes I might call a couple of their clients, they might call a couple of my clients. We work together as a team so that the client doesn't feel a little too overwhelmed, and neither does the salesperson, right? Because the workload on these sales guys is a lot. They do have a lot of applications coming in, close to 100 applications for each person every month. So it is a lot to follow up on, and in order to not drop the ball on and give like the customers the best possible service, we got to make sure that we work together, right? So that's what we're planning on. So we got under 30 seconds left on this 2013 BMW. So I'm feeling pretty strongly that we're probably going to win this car. Again, it is at the seller's right if he doesn't want to sell the vehicle, but since this vehicle's already had a floor met sign, that means that the number that the seller wanted, we've actually already hit, because we can't really see how much they want. We can only see what other people are willing to pay for it. But on the back end, the seller puts a low number where he's willing to get rid of this vehicle. So he put that number there, and we've hit that number. So we know that it's a guaranteed sale for this car. We just don't know if it's going to be sold to us or to the second place bidder on this vehicle. So as soon as the timer runs out, what's going to happen, it's going to go into a place called closing, which it just did. So we know that the vehicle is sold, so it's already completely marked sold. So now we're just going to, we get that little ding. And now it's basically just a bidding war between me and the second place bidder. So hopefully we get this vehicle. If the second place bidder does bid, then we just go back and forth, just like a regular bidding war. So it looks like we're pretty good here. We got 15 minutes for the second place bidder to actually decide what he wants to do. So from here, I'm actually gonna just exit this and then go look on the other one. So we got 2 minutes left on the Subaru, and we are outbid on it. The Mercedes passed our floor that I wanted to pay for it, so it's way too expensive now to even do anything with it. So we're just gonna stick to the Subaru. It's got 2 minutes left. Again, I wanna look at it a little bit more closely and just budget out how much I really wanna pay. Tires and rims, like a full set's gonna run us probably around $500-600, probably for a used set of rims. So a car like this, I really don't want to pay anything more than $12,500. So we're getting pretty close. We also got to account, it's going to cost us about $700 to transport this car here. And so again, it's not like a great deal, but it is a good car to have on the lot. So we're going to wait it out, wait till around, the last 30 seconds or so. And then if it doesn't go a little bit higher, then we can attack it again and see what we're doing. Going back to the car, that BMW, again, it looks pretty promising that we're about to win this vehicle. So pretty excited on that. And I see we just got a new lead that just came in as well. So I see that's assigned to Kajan. So it looks like, yeah, it looks like he's already in contact with that customer. So this is a typical Wednesday, and it's not even 11 a.m. yet. So we've been open for an hour. We've hopefully bought a car, and our sales guys are trying to get these finance applications in and get these guys approved. So speaking of finance applications, we actually are going to open up all the outstanding finance applications and see what we have here that's outstanding. So I can see that Ahmed has one right now where he needs some income documents from the customer. So we're just going to take a look here if he's received these. Got a customer name, all right. So yeah, he's still waiting on documents for that. So nothing yet in the system. If it was in the system, I would just help him out and push those documents straight through to the lender. So that way we can get that ball rolling and just get it up to speed there. But nothing there. So we actually have two things that I could see here from our guys that they're working on that's live as of yesterday. So great, nothing for me to do here. Now I'm just back to buying these cars. We got 11 minutes left on this BMW, so hopefully we win that BMW. Now we did sell 2 vehicles yesterday, so we got to get these cars out to safety, as well as drop off a car to the detailer. So let's actually call the detailer and see if he's able to take that vehicle for us.
Yeah, Andrew.
How are you, sir?
Fine.
Can I bring you a car?
When you need it.
Tomorrow's good?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Because I'm waiting for you guys, but I'll see what I can do today with it. Is it bad?
No, it's not that bad.
Oh, okay.
All
No
right.
problem.
All right, cool.
When you
I can come in the next 15 minutes.
15, yeah. I'm just picking up Taufik, my neighbor from the mechanic shop here in Westney.
Sure, no problem.
Just leave the key in the visor. I will look after it.
Sounds good.
I'll be back in 10 minutes.
All right, cool. All right, see you soon. Okay, take care. Yeah, bro. We're gonna actually take it. We're gonna go to the detailer on Brock Road. So you can drive the Civic. I'll drive the Mini, and let's go detail our new car. So, coolest thing about Minis, look at that. This looks like a spaceship.
Right?
Crazy. Whoo! Should have brought my jacket. It's cold. Cold. All right, let's roll. Car drive's pretty good. Yeah, these Minis are always great vehicles to have as like a city car. They're fun, they're fast. I guess the only thing that I think that some people really don't like them is how they look. But I mean, Mr. Bean, how can you not like Mr. Bean? This is the car for that. He made this car super famous. All right, cool. So, car is now here. We leave it for him. Super easy process. We just do one of these, and he just comes and picks it up. So I do like to always just leave the window down a little bit because some of these cars do lock on their own. So that's it. And then put the Mercedes in that. Actually, you could just back up the Mercedes all the way there.
After Canadian Tire.
No, before Canadian Tire. So right now I'm just gonna get you the car wash card.
Okay.
And then once you do that, then we'll go to Canadian Tire after. Buy that car. So now we got a new BMW X3 in stock. Now all we got to do is just pay for it. So we're doing that right now. It's going to take 3 to 6 days to actually come here. So we're going to do this and boom, just pay for it. So just like that, super easy, quick, makes it like a nice easy process. So you can basically buy cars anywhere in the world just from a computer, and that's it. Oh, we'll wait for him to finish up. Looks like he's got some clients in there, so we'll wait and see. You guys got a deal of the day? Here it is. 2003 Toyota Corolla. To anybody that comments below, we'll give this car certified on the road, all in for under $3,000. I always say warranties. That's number one. And people always think that, you know, warranties are a scam, but just think about it. When you're buying something that's already used, right? We don't know the history of how the person maintained it. We weren't with them every kilometer that they drove on the vehicle, so it's always better to be safe than sorry. The second thing would probably be gap insurance. If you're carrying like negative equity on a previous loan, like let's say you traded in a vehicle and you know you still owe 10 grand, but your car value because of depreciation and everything is only worth like 7,000. So obviously that extra $3,000 has to go somewhere. So where does it go? It goes on top of your new loan that you get. So let's say, God forbid, you know, you get into an accident and the vehicle is a complete write-off. Yes, the insurance is going to pay for whatever the car is worth of your new car that you just got into an accident with, but you still have an extra $3,000 that the insurance won't pay for, and you're still on the hook for it. So your loan won't be closed until that $3,000 is paid for. So that's where gap insurance comes into play, and just like the term suggests, it covers the gap between what the insurance paid and what you actually owe. So I always say gap insurance, warranties, and I know a lot of people ask about like security, etching, and stuff like that, or should I get undercoating done? Should I pay for that product? If you are considering one of those extra ones, I don't think those are necessary. I think those are just based on the consumer. The one that I would recommend is what we got here. Is like it's a rust module, and this is basically the new age of rust proofing. So before this came out, there was always the old school rust proofing where either one, they would spray that compound right under the vehicle and it's a nice thick black oil based spray, or sometimes the other one was they would actually wire, like there was like a hardwired device that sits right in your engine bay, and there's all these wires that run across the vehicle. Basically what that was doing, it was just producing a charge, a positive charge into the metal of the body, so that way it doesn't oxidize and cause rust. So this is the new age, and it's just a OBD reader. So you basically just plug this into the computer of your vehicle, and it's going to constantly produce that same charge, so that way, you know, the iron doesn't oxidize and you don't get rust. And the best part about it is when you take this, you sell your car, take it, put it into your other car, so you never lose it. So I always say that's usually the best thing. All right, so you guys just saw us purchase a new car. So anybody out there that's looking for a specific vehicle, like, you know, if we don't have it landed here on the lot, it does not mean that we can't get it for you. So drop a comment below, let us know exactly what you're looking for, and we'll help you find it, and we'll get it here for you within days. So let us know what you're looking for, what car we should buy next. Drop the comments.